You are the storm that forgets to ask permission before it roars. Look at the mirror and see the costume you've worn for years, baggy, borrowed, stained with excuses. It fits because you keep shrinking to fill it. Stop. The fabric is tearing at the seams anyway. Every time you say, I can't, another thread snaps. Every time you say tomorrow, the hem drags lower in the mud. You are not a collection of failures. You are a conspiracy of habits pretending to be destiny. The weak version is not a person. It is a performance, and the audience is bored. They yawn at your rehearsed cowardice. They scroll past your predictable collapse. But the storm inside you, it has never needed a script. It rises without rehearsal, thunder without apology. Feel it now, pressing against your ribs like a second heartbeat. That is the real you, caged by a story you keep telling yourself. Stories can be edited. Begin the red pen tonight. Cross out the chapter where you needed approval to exist. Burn the page where you traded dreams for comfort. The ashes will fertilize tomorrow. You do not need another year of the same costume. You need a funeral for the version that keeps dying slowly in public. Dig the grave with your bare hands. The dirt under your nails will be the first honest thing you've touched in months. Lower the coffin of excuses. Say nothing. Let the silence be the eulogy. Then walk away before the dirt settles. The storm follows you out of the cemetery. It has places to be. The weak version measures life in coffee spoons of regret. It counts calories of courage and always comes up short. It wakes up negotiating with the alarm clock like a hostage. Enough. Time is not a river you float down. It is a wave you either ride or drown beneath. The wave does not care about your resume. It does not read your diary of almost. It only asks, are you moving or are you driftwood? Driftwood gets polished into souvenirs for tourists. Surfers get scars and stories. Choose. Your body already knows the difference. Feel the ache in your unused muscles. They are whispering rebellion. They remember when you ran without a finish line, climbed without a summit photo, danced without a witness. That memory is not nostalgia. It is evidence. The weak version calls it peaking early. Call it a preview. The full feature starts when you stop auditioning for mediocrity. Mediocrity pays in compliments that curdle overnight. Excellence pays in nights you can't sleep because the dream is louder than the dark. Pick the insomnia that builds empires. Start with the smallest rebellion. Make your bed like a soldier shipping out. The sheets pulled tight are a declaration of war on chaos. Then dress like the person you pretend to be on your best day. The clothes do not make the warrior, but they remind the warrior he is already dressed for battle. Walk out the door before the weak voice finishes its sentence. It will keep talking to an empty room. Fear is a liar with excellent references. It shows you a highlight reel of your worst moments and calls it a documentary. Pause the film. Those scenes were directed by a coward. You are the new director now. Reshoot. The weak version hoards potential like a dragon guards gold, never spending, only polishing. Potential rusts in storage. Spend it recklessly. Write the email. Book the flight. Say the thing that makes your throat burn. The dragon starves when the gold circulates. Watch it shrink to a lizard, then a shadow, then nothing. You will miss the weight at first. Addicts always miss the chain. But chains are just metal until you forget they were ever jewelry. Freedom feels like falling until you remember you have wings. The wings were always there, folded under the costume. Unfold them in public. Let people stare. Their discomfort is not your emergency. Their applause is not your oxygen. Breathe anyway. The air at altitude tastes like metal and possibility. Down below, the weak version is still negotiating with gravity. It wants a softer landing. There is no softer landing, only the choice between crashing and soaring. Choose soaring and forgive the turbulence. Turbulence is just the sky clearing its throat before it sings. Relationships with the weak version are transactions disguised as love. It trades loyalty for safety, silence for peace, dreams for weekends, and the contract. The people who truly see you will not flinch when you outgrow the old skin. They will hand you the knife. The ones who clutch the old skin will scream when it tears. Let them scream. Their volume is not your volume. You are not abandoning them. You are refusing to drown so they can stay comfortable on the shore. Build a boat instead. Invite who wants to sail. The ocean does not negotiate with land. It erodes or it carries. Choose which force you embody. In the boat, conversation changes. No more weather reports about how hard it is. Only coordinates and constellation. Only where are we going and who are we becoming? The weak version fears the horizon because it cannot CTRLZ the unknown. You are not a document. You are a tide. Tides do not apologize for reshaping continents. They arrive, they sculpt, they leave stronger beaches. Your relationships will either rise with the water or learn to swim. Either outcome is mercy. Money is a mirror, not a master. The weak version polishes the mirror until it reflects only scarcity. Tilt the mirror. See the abundance you've been standing in front of. Abundance is not a jackpot, it's a muscle. Flex it by giving before you have enough. The weak version waits for permission from a bank balance. Permission was never in the fine print. Create value like a madman with a paintbrush. The canvas is every inbox, every room, every silence you refuse to fill with noise. Value compounds faster than interest. Interest is polite. Value is wildfire. Let it burn the underbrush of your excuses. What grows back is lean and fierce. Track progress in decisions, not dollars. Every no to distraction is a deposit. Every yes to discipline is a withdrawal from the old account. Close the old account. The bank will send a condolence card. Frame it as your first trophy. Wealth is not what you hoard. It is what you can lose sleep over creating. Lose sleep in 2026. The weak version needs 8 hours to dream small. You need 4 to dream galactic. The body is a temple only if you stop treating it like a landfill. The weak version feeds it midnight scrolls and liquid regret. Starve the habit, not the hunger. Hunger is a compass. Follow it to iron and green things. Lift what is heavy until heavy feels like hello. Run until your lungs argue in poetry. The argument ends in silence that sings. Sleep is a reunion, not an escape. Dreams are strategy sessions with your future self. Attend them sober. The weak version medicates discomfort with anything that glows. Discomfort is the sculptor. Let it chip away the marble until the statue breathes. The statue is not perfect. It is undeniable. Undeniable things do not trend. They endure. Your pulse is a drumbeat older than language. Dance to it until the floor cracks. The cracks are where the light will leak out for others. They will call it inspiration. You will call it Tuesday. 2026 is not a year. It is a guillotine for the old regime. The weak version has ruled long enough with emergency decrees and midnight pardons. Overthrow it before dawn. Write the declaration on the walls of your habits. Sign it in sweat. Ratify it in silence after the last excuse dies. The new regime has one law: become the storm. Storms do not negotiate with umbrellas. They pass through and leave clearer skies. Your clearer sky is waiting on the other side of one irreversible act. Do it now. Delete the app. Send the message. Step into the room. The storm does not rehearse. It arrives. Arrive in 2026 like a verdict. The weak version will beg for a stay of execution. Deny it. Mercy is for the living, and it died with your last but. Bury it shallow so the roots of the new you can feed on the rot. Then walk into the year unarmed except for the thunder in your chest. The world will adjust its volume. Some will scatter, some will bow. None will forget the day the storm learned its own name. Kill the weak version tonight. Bury it before the sun negotiates with your excuses. Rise tomorrow as the storm you were born to be. 2026 is waiting. Not as a calendar, but as a battlefield. Claim it. The throne is empty. Take it.